focus on with Donald Trump's character. This is not a political issue. This is a character issue, as been made very clear today.
And I want to say something. Hold on a second. I want to say something to the brother who asked about the former question. When you heard the judge clearly, the judge said you need a license. And that's a very, very telling statement because there are 51, 52 plus illegal uses that do not draw.
It's the box, and here's the generator. Now, I'm having one little minor concern. There's always a concern when you're setting up a new generator. I previously had the DuroMax Dual Fuel XP15000EH. Now that unit had a key. It didn't have a start-stop button like this. Man, this is a much better unit. Has a lot more power. Yeah, has a lot more power on propane. The previous one on propane was only at, I believe it was 10.5. This one's 11.4. Awesome. And look at all the features it has. Yep, this is gonna be a bonus for me. Dual Fuel XP15000HX. Now, one concern is this. The EH had the exhaust coming out right here in the back. So I was able to connect it in my shed to an exhaust outside the shed. This one now, the exhaust is on the side, which means I'm gonna have to put a 90-degree elbow on this to have it exit in the same, before I have to do any major construction. I just have to put an elbow, a 90-degree right there coming out the side. So that's something I have to work on. I was gonna fire this up today and break it in, but because of that, I have to do some modifications. It's going to set me back a little bit, maybe a day. But yeah, this is gas tank on this is 13.2 gallons compared to 8 point some or 10 compared to 10 gallons on the EH. So I love it. Now this is my exhaust pipe. So I'll get the exhaust to run 90 degrees out from the side. So here's the exhaust. Now in the previous DuroMax, the exhaust was coming out from back here. The exhaust is coming up from right there. But now, since it's coming up from this side, I have to use this. So I'm going to mount this right here. And that's going to push the exhaust out this side, and then I can mount it back to the existing exhaust that's in the shed. So we're looking pretty good. We are looking pretty good. So should be all set and ready to run tomorrow. Here's the brake-in fluid. This is conventional oil, 5-way 30. We use 1.7 quarts. And then, after it's broken it for 8 hours, we go ahead and drain the oil and replace it with this Mobil 1 synthetic oil, 5-way 30. And we should be good for another, I guess, couple 50 hours, I believe it is, or 3 months, whatever comes first, or 6 months. We'll figure it out. But here it is, the replacement for my DuroMax XP15000EH, which overheated and blew up. So now I have the much more powerful, more efficient DuroMax XP15000HX. I got my push button start, I got my remote start, pretty much got everything. And if I decide to put gas in it, 13.2 gallons. as compared to the EH, which was only 10 gallons. So, there we have it. Okay, the flame arrestor. So I'm gonna use this to make a template for my exhaust, because I have to bring the exhaust out and turn it at a right angle to exit in the shed. So that is my project for today. My project today is to take this, because this is going to come out this way. So what I have to do now is just mark it up on here. I'm going to mark it up on here. So I'm going to set this up like this. So I can mount this. So I can mount this onto that. And have the exhaust exit right there. Yep. This is my Permatex gasket maker. This is for this is for high temperature, so it can handle it. So I'll make a gasket for that. I'll cut that out I'll cut this out in this shape, drill the holes, and we're good to go. Okay, as you can see now, I have the holes drilled now into the mounting plate, so I can put the arrestor back in. I just need some longer screws, so I'll just go out today and get some longer screws to replace these shorter ones, and I am ready to go. Day 2, I'm getting ready to start setting up my generator now. So this is going to be the break-in oil. This STP 5x30 conventional motor oil. So I'll be using this to break in the generator for 8 hours. And then after it's broken in, then I'll be using Mobil 1 5x30 synthetic oil. Awesome. I got my hard start kit all ready, so that's going to be installed on the AC compressor. I got my exhaust already set up, the extension at the right angle, so that's going to be installed in here shortly. So I'll put some Permatex gasket make on that to seal it. Okay, this is Permatex Ultra Red gasket maker I'll be using to form a gasket to seal the exhaust from coming out the generator. So let's go ahead and open this, punch the hole in that cap. There we go. Don't need that, need this. Now we're just gonna cut. So I just want to make a small bead. Yeah. Need a small hole, nothing too large. Now we're just gonna come on out. Now I got the gasket maker all set up. Now the gasket maker's okay. I got the gasket maker set up, so I just installed the flange and just tighten it down a little bit to let the gasket maker set, and then I'll remove that, assemble everything, and torque it down. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Here's my exhaust pipe. Okay. Okay, I got the generator in the shed now. There it is. Wasn't easy, but I got it in here by myself. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. So now I got the ground wires connected. Battery is connected. I have the battery tender connected. You can see battery tender. It's flashing that it's working. Trickle charging. Look at this. Look at this monster. Now I'm going to connect my exhaust in a few minutes. I got the extension running to the exhaust. I'm going to connect that in a minute. So all I got to do now is I'm going to add some oil to this bad boy. I'm going to get ready to start it up. So now I'm getting ready to add 1.7 quarts of oil. Now, this is conventional oil, STP 5-weight 30. I'm using 5-weight 30. They recommend 10-weight 30, but I'm using 5-weight 30. Easier startup. Am I special? Yeah, you can call me special. But 5-weight 30, 10-weight 30, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Just that the 5-weight is a little thinner, easier on startup. I mean, I use 5-weight 30 in my BMW, my M5. Why can't I use it in this little motor? So here we go. Here we go, folks. Conventional oil to break it in. Now this is an 8-hour break-in period with conventional 5-weight 30 oil. Here we go. Here we go. I added the oil. I added 1.7 quarts of oil. And now I'm going to put the dipstick in there and measure where it's at. Alright, I got my propane tank hooked up. This is a 40-pound propane tank. I just had recently filled. I used it for about an hour. So now we're going to go ahead and fire up the generator on propane for about 5 seconds, well, about a few seconds, just to make sure everything is working well. So, here we go. We're going to hit the start button and see what we have. There we go. Turn the battery on. Makes a little buzzing sound. I don't know what that buzzing sound is. Now let's see what we have if we hit the start button. But I finally got it all dialed in. Got the propane tank connected. It's a 40-gallon propane tank. It's all connected. I got my I don't know. These are sound deadening. Well, these are vibration reducers. So I got the vibration reducers all around on the wheels and on the pads, you know, to keep the vibration down. And look at that. Really good. Now I gotta come back and I'm gonna fix that connection right there, because the hardy board cracked, so I have to kind of make that, because it has to be well sealed to keep heat, exhaust heat out of the generator area. So there we have it. I'm getting ready to start it up again. It's going to be the second time I'm starting it, but I'm pretty much almost done. I'm not going to turn the exhaust fan on yet, but let's fire it up and see what we get. I guess you press and hold. propane now. Ah. And that was about a 5-minute run to see how it's, just make sure everything is running well, and everything is running well. No issues. So, some minor cosmetic fixes. Well, gotta replace my thermometer to make sure I know what's going on in here. And that's about it. Also got to replace my automatic tank switchover for my propane tanks. And that'll be just fine. And there you have it. Okay, here we have it now. The fan wasn't on before when I first turned it on. See, now the fan is connected right there. And we all good to go for the next startup. There we go. Next time I'll have 2 40-gallon propane tanks in here, and automatic switch, my thermometer, and my dual valve automatic switch over, and we'll be good to go. Everything is all set.